This is some things I've done using meta sounds, which I really love now. As I learn more about it, and this kind of clever bit of kit is changing beats per minute of loops, and had to figure out a way to do a little math, changing things from frequency to semitones for musical things. But hey, this is what I ended up with. If I go in here now, let me kind of remember this, and I'm going to walk in, and there's my looper. And let's switch genres. I've got that working now. Blues. So to switch this to blues. And this is, I'm going to play it first at 120, some of the beats. Put a drum, a bass. I'll be adding a couple guitars and a harp, which will play in the come around. So there, it's at 120. Now I'm going to click 90. And what happens is it'll finish out the 16 beats or 4 bars that it's playing. But I've got it set at 90 now. And if you remember kind of what it sounded before, this is going to be much slower. I'll press classic again across the board. Now I'm going to press 160, and after it plays, it will stop. Again, it'll stop, and so there we go. So you could see, and that's pretty cool. It's keeping it in the same key. That was a clever bit that I had to figure out. But it's slowing down the tempo without changing the pitch. So now I'm going to do the same thing at 160. Crazy. And that's it. That's kind of the thing it is. And the key to it is in the meta sound. And really, it's only a couple of lines of code. But, it took me a day to figure out which was a clever way to do that. And I've added to my, basically here, and this is just documenting for myself, I pass in pitch shift. So that is the beats per minute I want to be at divided by the beats per minute of the sample. And this is the key thing. It changes it from a frequency or a number like 1.3 to how many semitones that would be at those frequencies. And then I also have to kind of cleverly shift the pitch back from the audio side of things to make sure it doesn't get out of it doesn't change the pitch, but it does change how fast it's playing. So that's kind of it. And this piece of this method or function that gets called is the one that does the frequency change, changes frequency to semitones, and that's because semitones of what an octave is. Like if you move up a note, as a semitone is a note in the scale. So if you move up a note, it doesn't do it in a linear fashion. It does it actually in a logarithmic fashion, and that's exactly what that frequency multiplier to semitone does. All right, that's it. So it's pretty cool, be able to play stuff. Now I'll be able to use that all over the place now in my approach to things about changing pitches. This will also allow me to bring in samples at different recorded at different frames per second, or like when a sample is recorded 100 beats per minute versus one at 120. It'll allow me to be able to use them together if they're in the same key. So that's a key. This is very important for me in the long run.